She's going to break down all the debt they have and the plan to get out of it. Let's see what she's got to say, and I'll give my thoughts as we go.
Okay, so I wanted to make a video about all of the other debt that we have that we will start working on once we sell our house. I do have some updates on the house, but I saw a comment saying that I should not post anything about the house until after it's sold. So I have some updates and I will share them once we close on the house, but we are moving along as of right now. So I would say don't have a ton of streams of debt, but we do have a bit of debt. So
so not loads of debt, but some of the debt is deep. That's the point she's making.
Let's get into it. So my husband's car is paid off. It used to be my car. We paid it off and he took it. And so for my car, we have $10,323.38 left. And then I have one credit card that I have had since I think 2018. I don't use it much. I try to avoid using it. So this one is $828.71, which I feel like it could be a lot worse. Like, since I've had this one since 2018, I think my limit to max it out now is like $7,500, and I've never even come close to that, and I don't want to.
Definitely could be worse. $800 is nothing.
And then I have one hospital bill that is $2,300 from when I gave birth to my son. So those are the only 3 streams of debt that we will have once we sell the house. And so our plan is to start attacking those things. I will go for my credit card first because it's the lowest balance, but I think the interest rate on it is kind of high. So we will attack that, and then we'll probably...
That's great. Obviously she's doing the snowball method. Start with the smallest one and then obviously go up, or did they call it the avalanche? I get those names mixed up sometimes, but this is so good on so many different levels, and this is the kind of thing which more people should do. They're looking at their debts. What debts do we have? Sometimes just getting something out of your mind and actually focusing on it tangibly. Okay, cool. We've got $10,000 on a car, right? Obviously, you know me, I'm going to say, don't do car payments, buy your car outright, buy within your means. It will always be better for you in the long run. Obviously, this is another example of you're seeing why, right? $10,000 left on a car, $800 on a credit card, like I said, isn't really that big of a deal. When she was saying it's not that much, I was wondering in my mind, like, how much is she talking about? $800 in the biggest scheme, I don't think is a lot, especially when she based on what she said the limit was, and then a couple $1,000s from the hospital bill. When I think about this, depending on how much money they make, right, they could wipe this out if they, as she says, attack this aggressively, easily within a year, And I say this to a lot of people, right? What a difference a year can make. 12 months of doing the right thing will have you looking like a completely different person, I promise you. They will begin to see the results after a couple of months, 3 months, 4 months, but within 12 months, they could have moved the needle so far, trust me. So it's good that they don't have 2 car payments. One of them is obviously paid off. The car is the big expense, and really and truly, they could just sell that car. If they sell that car, that debt bill goes way down, and then you just buy a car, which you can afford, and then you're in a much better position. So the same way they're talking about selling their house, which is obviously a house which is too big for them, obviously too costly for them, sell that car, buy a new car which you can actually afford, and most of that debt is going to be gone.
Probably do my hospital bill just to get it out of the way, and then we will start attacking my car payment. Every month I pay $484. That's what my car payment is, which is not terrible, but
it's not terrible, but it's still $500 a month.
We're gonna hopefully try to make like $1,000 payments every month if we can, just basically whatever we can do.
Yeah, so like she said, I already said, within a year, this could be easily wiped out. It's just depending on how much money they make. And since she's saying they're gonna pay like $1,000, right, on their car payment, well, that's about 10 months, but it'll be quicker than that, trust me, because when you start getting into the flow of paying off debt, you start to get excited, you start to see the finish line, everything just gets good, it gets better, and you're just like, yeah, I need to get this done and dusted as quickly as possible so I can move on to Imagine when you don't have to spend $500 a month on a car now. Just think about it. Like, you've got a vehicle, but you have an extra $500 a month which you can play with. Imagine if they just spent that on date nights every single week, or if they spent it on something else. They each have a hobby. Look, you got $250 for each of us to go and do something we like and we enjoy every single month. This is the kind of reason why marriages continue to fail, and they say the number one reason marriages fail is because of finances. This is like a prime example. You get a car which you can afford, which doesn't come with monthly payments. It now frees up more money. And we didn't even talk about spending that money in investment. But obviously that's just something I'm always going to talk about, right? But even to just think about it from a leisurely perspective, even if it's not even making you more money, you are able to do something with your spouse which continues to keep you closer. You can date night. You can, oh, you know what? This is $250 for you. This is $250 for you. Let's just buy each other some gifts every single month. There's so many different things you can do when you have more freed up money, freed up cash in your life on so many different verticals. They got children, if they're going to do that, children activities, stuff like that. There's so much. But when you have the money, that's the difference. And this is why I'm always going to say, don't get the car note. Don't waste your money on these things to get into debt in these things. Obviously, the whole birth thing, I get it. And I know America and the whole, you pay for your healthcare, so you obviously have to pay. Where I'm based right now in the UK, we don't pay, right? So my wife and I have had 6 children. We didn't pay anything along those lines, nothing, right? Healthcare is free. All glory to God. But that's going to be different wherever you are. There's pros and cons wherever you are. Utilize the pros and obviously just limit the cons as much as possible.
And then my husband gets a bonus every like 3 to 4 months, and that's usually somewhere around $3,000 or $4,000, and we'll use some money extra towards it when that comes in. But also we want to try to build our savings back up as well, so we'll probably be like divvying it up. And so yeah, those are the 3 things that we have. I don't feel like that's horrible amount of debt to be in, but our long-term goal is to pay all these off, get my car paid off, and then once all that is paid, that'll be a lot less on us financially. I don't know, maybe we will probably more than likely end up going back to renting. It seems like the best option for us. I am burnt out on owning a home, and it has truly scarred me. So yeah, I don't know.
That's what most people don't think about. Before we just wrap up what else she has to say, right? Most people don't think about the psychological damage that making the wrong sort of decision can actually make. You see, I don't have any problem with her and her husband and her going to rent, right? If that's what's well within your means, go ahead, right? This is the kind of thing you have to drown out everybody else and be like, I'm not interested in what other people are going to say or what other people are going to think. If I can't afford to own a home right now, I'm going to rent, because that's within my financial environment, my financial bracket. So when they do these sorts of things, when I'm hearing it, I'm like, yes, this is a good thing. Now, you notice what she said. She's been scarred, so she doesn't know she's burnt out from homeowning. No, really what she has to just think about is she was burnt and psychologically scarred from doing the wrong thing, buying the wrong house. If you buy a house which is outside of your bracket, that's when you're going to run into trouble. If they bought a house right now which was well within their financial bracket and really and truly just based on her husband's income, because typically the woman at some point is going to get pregnant and she's going to be at home. So you want to do this based on one person's income. If they did it like that, they wouldn't be in this issue anymore. And the other thing I'd say, which I said already, which she hasn't said it, she continues to talk about paying off the car. It would be so much better if they sell that car. Just sell the car. Sell the car and buy another vehicle which is well within your financial budget, and again, most of the debt is gone. Maybe because she said her husband gets a bonus every couple months, every quarter, pretty much every 3-4 months. So in their mind, like I said, this is going to it could take a year, but it could be easier, much easily, quicker. So
I don't know that far into the future. I'm just doing one step at a time to keep my sanity, and so that's where we're at. So follow along on our pay off debt journey, and we'll see what we can make happen.
I'm confident that they're going to get this done in a really good time. And if I was to continue to look back and see where they are in a couple of months or just down the line, they're going to be cool. right? When you think about some of the amounts of debts that people have, 50 grand, 100 grand, all that kind of stuff, 10 grand, 12, 13 grand, really in the bigger scheme of things, it's really not that bad. And it's the kind of thing which, if you buckle down, can be gone in no time. In 12 months from now, I'm telling you, if they double down into this stuff, it's going to look like they're completely different people. Guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, don't forget to react righteously. If you want to know how you can actually turn your unique skills, hobbies, and expertise into digital daily income, check the link in the description box below. God bless.